Hello and welcome to Guns and Gear. I just watched a video from NeverEnuffAmmo and it was titled "Show Me Your Hunting Guns" or "Show Those Hunting Guns" or whatever. And Matt over at NeverEnuffAmmo, he made a really cool video, and he was talking about his the guns that he has that he likes to hunt with, and he talked about how when he was younger he liked to hunt, and then kind of got out of it a little bit, and now he's back into it. And I got to say that I, on the other hand, I've had a intense love affair with hunting ever since I was a young boy, and it's done nothing but intensify as I've gotten older. So I thought it was a great topic for a video, and wanted to participate as well, make like a video response to that. So I put on my blaze orange hat and laid out some firearms to show you, and like Matt, I'm going to show you all some rifles and some shotguns and some handguns. So let's get started, or this video will take forever. Here in the United States, the lever action rifle is very popular. It's an iconic firearm, and I've liked them ever since I was a boy watching westerns and growing up in the hunting woods, especially here where I've lived in the South my whole life, either in Mississippi or Virginia. And a lot of times you're hunting in thick woods, and you really don't get a chance to stretch the legs out on a rifle. So the lever actions are very popular, and I have a couple I want to show you. Now, the first is a very popular type of lever action. This is the Marlin 336, and tell you what, it's been around for a long time. It's an outstanding lever action rifle, and this one is not chambered in 30-30 like most of them are. This one is chambered in 35 Remington, and I've always liked the bigger bore rifles, especially for hunting. Some folks like the smaller bullets and some folks like the bigger bullets. I happen to be one of those guys that likes the bigger bullets. I think it gives me a little bit of an advantage. And the 35 Remington is just an outstanding cartridge for everything that I'm going to see in the woods, and a great little rifle. Now the next rifle is a Winchester. You can't show a Marlin and not show a Winchester. This is a Winchester Model 94, but it's not just your everyday plain 94. This is their big bore series. I believe they called it the XTR. Yes, the XTR, which was a beefed up frame to handle a more powerful cartridge. And this rifle is chambered in 375 Winchester. Now, 375 Winchester didn't turn out to be one of those really popular cartridges, but it is one that I really enjoy and I like to hunt with. There's still some production ammo made for it, but like all rifle ammunition right now, it's very expensive. I hand load some pretty nice loads for this rifle, and it's small, it's handy, and it's very powerful. If you really want to anchor a bear or a big hog or something like that, this 375 will get it done, and it doesn't beat you up or make you carry a heavy rifle like a 45-70 or some of the bigger bore rifles that are very popular today. Now I put a peep sight on there, and that's the only thing I've ever put on this rifle. The Marlins are a little better suited, in my opinion, for mounting a scope, even though you can mount scopes on Winchester Model 94s. I just think they look better on the Marlin than they do the Winchester, if that makes any sense. But I've never felt the need to put a scope on this gun. But now that my eyes are starting to suck, I may change my mind on that. The next lever action rifle is a little bit of a departure from the norm, right? This is a Browning BLR, and it stands for Browning Lever Action Rifle. And this is more of a modern type of lever action, and let me go ahead and explain that. I think the first model that came out that had the capabilities of shooting the modern smokeless powder rounds was the Savage Model 99. And I know that the Browning BLR has been around for a long time, the Winchester Model 88, and they're all outstanding rifles. This happens to be the newer version of the Browning BLR. They changed some years back from a steel frame to an aluminum frame. And they made some other upgrades to the rifle, including how the rifle locks up. And I'll tell you what, this rifle shoots very well. Now this is chambered for 358 Winchester, and .358 Winchester is a round that I just never been able to understand why it isn't more popular. It is an outstanding hunting round. The .358 Winchester is basically a .308 Winchester that's had the neck expanded to a .35 caliber to accept a heavier bullet, bigger bullet. And I tell you what, this really is just a outstanding combination. Now, the scope that I have on this rifle, and I have a scope on this rifle because I consider this a 200-300 yard hunting rifle for anything. And anything in the big game category, that is. And the scope on this is the Bushnell Elite 4200, and it is a 1.5 to 6 power, which I think fits this rifle and the capabilities of this cartridge very, very well. Outstanding package. That happens to be one of my favorite hunting rifles. Now, you can't talk about hunting rifles without talking about bolt guns, and I wanted to show you all a few. Here's one that you've seen before. This is a Sauer Finlight, and it's chambered in .308 Winchester. The Finlight series of guns are they're lightweight, handy rifles. This has a 20-inch barrel that's fluted, and this is based off of their 75 action, not their newer 85 action. I've had this rifle for a while. But I tell you what, this happens to be another one of my favorite hunting rifles. It's a lightweight gun. It's very capable. The accuracy is just outstanding. The accuracy of this rifle stands up to the accuracy of many of the tactical bolt .308 rifles that I see today, or at least the ones that I've had experience with. The scope I have on this is a Leopold. It's a compact series. It's their, was it 2.5? Yeah, 2.5 by 8 power by 32 millimeter. And again, I think it really fits the rifle and the capabilities of the cartridge very well. Just an outstanding hunting package right here. You know, if you're into guns and you like to hunt, the market always provides an opportunity for you to buy another gun. And I remember years back, magazine articles and hunting magazines talking about the Beanfield rifle, and I just had to have one of them things. You know, I'd mostly had basic rifles, and the idea of shooting long range at game really appealed to me since I was a long range competitor with a rifle. But I overdid it. I built the first Beanfield rifle that I had. It was based off of a Mauser action, 300 Winchester Magnum, bull barrel, big heavy stock. You know, it was made to get out of your pickup truck, walk to your deer stand, and get up in the deer stand and hunt a field or a meadow or something like that. It definitely wasn't meant for wandering around in the woods or the mountains or anything of that nature. So later on, I was trying to think of a rifle that I could add some versatility to be able to carry it around a little bit better and still had some of that long range capability. And that's where this rifle, this is why I bought this rifle. This is actually a Kimber rifle, the same folks that makes fine 1911s. This is the 8400, and it's the Montana series, which means it's stainless steel and composite stock. And it's chambered for 300 Winchester short Magnum. And I tell you what, just an outstanding little package right here. This is a great hunting rifle. To be honest with you, it is very capable to ranges that you should never take a shot at on game. But at any rate, I've stretched this rifle out a little bit. I've had the opportunities to do so, and it's a good shooter. It's another Leopold scope that I have on here. This happens to be the Leopold Very X3. This is a little bit older model of scope. It's a 3.5 by 10 by 50 millimeter, and quality glass. Good rifle. If you want a Beanfield type of rifle, these little short Winchester Magnums offer you a little bit of versatility that you can tote them around in the hunting woods a little bit, and you can squeeze out some extended ranges if you're capable of making the shot. Now, bolt guns can be very purposeful, like the two that I just showed you, and sometimes they're just elegant in they're pleasant to look at. And that's what this next rifle is. This next rifle is just a absolute beauty. This is the Sauer 220. And I don't know, to me this is about the prettiest rifle that I own. It's a German-made rifle. It's chambered in 30-06, detachable magazine fed like the Sako. And I don't know what to say. It's just a good-looking gun, and it shoots as good as it looks. 30-06 is a extremely popular round here in the United States. Topped off with stereotypical deer hunting scope. It's another Leopold, but it's a 3x9x40. And I think 3x9x40 used to be the most popular scope for hunting. Probably still is, I don't know. It seems like people are starting to want more and more magnification and bigger bells on the end of their scopes, but for a basic good hunting rifle for big game here in the United States, man, this is a good rifle. Now next to shotguns, and when you talk about shotguns, man, you're talking about versatility, you're talking about power, you're talking about, you know, just great options for hunting. Here where I live in Virginia, and where I live in Virginia, there's a lot of surrounding counties that only allow you to use shotguns, won't let you use a rifle, even from an elevated deer stand. And even some of these counties won't let you use slugs even. You have to use buckshot. Back in the 80s, I bought this shotgun right here. This is a Mossberg Waterfowler. It's actually the Model 1000 Super 12. And I want to tell you, this is just, at the time, this was a very high-tech shotgun. This was the first shotgun that I knew about that would handle 2 3/4 light dove loads and 3-inch double-up buck magnums all at the same time in a semi-automatic. A lot of the older design guns, like the 1100, the Remington 1100, you had to change gas seals and you had to do things to go from light loads to heavy loads. So this was quite innovative for its time, back in the 80s when I bought it anyway. And it has turned out to be just an outstanding hunting shotgun. It's still one of the first shotguns I grab when I'm heading out to do a little bird hunting or turkey hunting or something of that nature. This is 12 gauge, of course, and it is a 28-inch vent rib barrel, and it has choke tubes at the end of the barrel, so it has a lot of versatility. Outstanding hunting shotgun. Now the next shotgun y'all seen a few times, and that is my Benelli M1 Super 90. You know, when I first bought this gun, and this was another gun that I bought after that firearm. This firearm also allows you to shoot 2 3/4 light loads and 3-inch heavy loads at the same time. Neither one of these guns except 3.5-inch Magnums, because 3.5-inch Magnums didn't exist when I bought these shotguns. But at any rate, great shotgun. The Benelli shotguns really turned the page on a lot of issues that people had with semi-automatics, and really built a durable, reliable, and outstanding semi-automatic shotgun. This one is chambered in 12 gauge, and in the original configuration it had a 28-inch vent rib barrel, which I don't have on there right now. But it kind of looked funny with this big old magazine tube here, but that's the way that it was configured. Now I have a 20-inch vent rib barrel on here now, and this also accepts choke tubes, and I tell you what, here in a lot of the swampy areas and thick brush and woods that I hunt in, and you cannot use a rifle, this shotgun right here is really spent a lot of time with me in those deer hunting woods. Just an outstanding shotgun. Now the next shotgun I've showed in one video. I think it was just one video. But at any rate, I refer to this good old double barrel here as Babs. Badass Bertha. This is a double barrel 10 gauge, and I tell you what, if you need to kill something and it's walking on the North American continent, you can get it done with this big old double barrel 10 gauge. It is all about power. And I like double barrels. I have several double barrels that I like to hunt with, but if I was going to show y'all one, just one, it would be good old Babs here. We spent a lot of time together hunting, and this is this double barrel 10 gauge also has choke tubes on the end of it, so I've had an opportunity to use this doing some goose hunting and some deer hunting. It's killed turkey and it's killed black bear. Outstanding shotgun. Now, show you all a couple of handguns. I know this thing on video is a lot longer than I wanted it to be, but at any rate, I love to handgun hunt. And over the years, I have had several handguns I like to hunt with. Now, one thing that I will say is a lot of people hunt with guns like the Thompson Contender. And man, they really offer you a lot of versatility with all the different chamberings that they offer. And I bought one and I messed with it for a while, but it just didn't seem like a handgun to me. And I liked the more traditional handguns that I was already using, and I don't mind modern designs as well. This first handgun is a Smith & Wesson Revolver. It's chambered in 41 Magnum. This is the Smith & Wesson Model 57, and it has an 8 3/8 inch barrel. It's a 6-shot revolver, and it is an outstanding shooting gun. This is a gun that if I'm going handgun hunting for deer or bear or hogs, this is one of the first ones that I choose. The second, this is a Model 629. This is a 44 Magnum Smith & Wesson revolver. And right now you see that it has a short classic, what is it, 5-inch barrel, I believe it is, on this, but I originally bought it with the 8 3/8 inch barrel. But I had a couple of other guns that actually shot better than this 44 Magnum. So I had an opportunity to get this shorter barrel, and I'm glad I did. It's been a much more versatile gun for me. It's a gun that I've carried in the woods a lot, either handgun hunting or as a companion to a long arm. And you know, 44 Magnum is definitely a round that has a lot of capability. Has a capability of handling anything that I'm going to run across here. And this is just a good shooting gun. And matter of fact, it's ended up being more accurate with the shorter barrel, believe it or not. At any rate, outstanding revolver. Now guys, you know I like my semi-automatics, and you know I like 10mm. So I was going to have to show you one, and the one that I would have to say that that I think of for handgun hunting is this one right here. This is the Witness Hunter, and it's in 10mm, has a 6-inch barrel. Semi-automatic. It is a single action semi-automatic. It does not have the double action feature to it, and it is a great shooting handgun. I know a lot of people have had some issues with Witness 10mm. Matter of fact, I know a couple of good buddies of mine that's had problems with 10mm Witness Hunters. Well, not the Hunter, but other handguns. I can't say that with this. This gun has worked very well for me, and it's really an accurate gun. And it really shoots some of those heavier loads, those 200 grain plus loads, very well. And it handles the recoil very well. I know some folks have had problems, but I can't say enough good things about this handgun. It really has shot well for me. And having 15 rounds of 10mm, you got a lot of firepower with you in the woods. All right, folks, long video. I apologize. I can't show you a bunch of guns without talking about them some, and so I'm not going to apologize for that. But I do thank you for watching my videos. I appreciate you folks when you stop by and watch my vids. And just remember to shoot straight on the range and in life. Thanks.